against Alex Pereira, which is very impressive because Alex Pereira will be the first person to ever compete for 3 different titles, 3 different weight classes, which is just, it is insane. I mean, the success that this guy's had is phenomenal.
But Pereira should win this one, I think. Chewing up the leg, landing shots upstairs afterwards. And this is a wicked fight. Winner will take on Tom Aspinall for the belt. And that's an amazing future fight as well.
Gane on Proton, bro. I think it'll be a fun fight. I think Gane shoots on Proton, though. A lot of people think it's just going to be kickboxing, but I think Gane might try and switch it up for him. Like how Francis Ngannou did to Gane. Tripped him out. Confused him a little, you know?
Pereira, Gane fight. If obviously Pereira wins, you all good with that?
Mate, I'm happy with any of them. There's still a bit of unfinished business there with me and Gane, so if Pereira wins, fight Pereira first, fight Gane next. I'm going to fight the winner of that.
V Transition Group, V Transition Old, V Transition New, Oft, V Transition New, Gamba Coleman Sane, Timon, V Visualize Show Widget. Here's your interactive script rewriter. It uses the exact same prompt logic from your code. Same system prompt, same video extraction, splits on video extraction, splits on video _1 markers or dividers, same paragraph counting. How to use it.
They had to make do what they have. They would have loved to have Jones on there, but I hope Alex wins. That's crazy. Like 3 times. Yeah. Gane's no joke, and Gane can dance around him. Gane's slick to knock him out as well, but I think Alex can knock him out too.
Paste your transcript into the left panel. Pick a voice style, optional, hit rewrite script. Output streams in real time on the right. Copy the result when done.
I don't think he gets past Ciryl Gane. I think that weight is real. You know, Ciryl Gane, he's a stick and move guy. Could he 100%? Anybody, in particular in that division. Okay. But nobody has really finished Ciryl Gane, bro, and his movements is very problematic. I just don't see any wrestling from him, which Pereira could have some, but the dude can thump, dude. And I will say this too, Pereira also does get hit tomorrow. Now, can you take a heavyweight's punch? Look at that little highlight that a little practice that they had with that big Cuban. The Cuban was bigger than him, heavier than him. Dude, he was popping off on the dude that got cut by the UFC. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is size does matter.
The load example button pre-fills a short sample if you want to test it first. It works with the full 16 video transcript you shared too. Just paste it in.
Listen, it's a fantastic fight. You are right, Henry. Ciryl Gane is no slouch. Like, you're not just finna, and we see it. Ciryl Gane made some improvements when he was fighting Tom Aspinall. We saw how that fight was starting to look. I'm not counting anyone out here. I'm not counting Alex Pereira out here because Alex Pereira does have the power to really change things. And listen, he is definitely, your confidence is at his all-time high. Listen, no one can tell you anything about your abilities and what you can or can't do. Because if that was the case, then we felt this way when Alex Pereira said he was wanting to go to light heavyweight. We felt this way. We don't know how he would do. Now he dominated that weight class. So I'm not going to feel that way about him going to heavyweight, especially when that heavyweight division right now is kind of struggling with the depth in the talent that they have. So I think this is a good thing for that heavyweight division to throw Alex Pereira in the mix there.
He obviously thought it was going to be Jon Jones, and now Gane's got that fight. Do you feel like he's almost been rewarded a bit for what's happened, or?
I mean, who else is going to fight though? The division's on its ass. So there's not many big fights to make, is there? So got to do what they got to do. Right. Just took in the information. Ciryl Gane, Alex Pereira. Obviously, I'm going to fight the winner of that. So just waiting now to be given the green light, the all clear from the doctors to start training properly again. As soon as we can start training properly again, full contact in the gym, we will be getting a fight date booked to fight the winner. So just waiting for the clearance to be medically cleared now, and then we go.
So it's a case of you guys contacting the UFC and just giving them...
Exactly, as soon as the doctor clears me, we'll let the UFC know, and we'll be looking to book a fight as soon as possible.
Ridiculously talented strikers, and of course Pereira fighting for a 3rd belt. That is just insane. And the undisputed heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall, I gotta say, I really, really respect his response. He basically came out, he didn't talk shit, he wasn't complaining, he didn't say, oh, why is Cyril Gane getting rewarded for poking him in the eye, getting to fight at the White House and for an interim belt? He didn't say that at all. He took it all in his stride. He said, well, you know what, to be fair, the heavyweight division, it's kind of lacking right now, or on its arse or something like that. Who else are you gonna do? This is the fight that makes sense, and of course he gets to fight. Alex Pereira will be the first person to ever compete for 3 different titles, 3 different weight classes, which is just, it is insane. I mean, the success that this guy's had is phenomenal. And we're going to talk about this matchup. So Cyril Gane versus Gane, pardon me. Cyril Gane versus, oh, I've got to adjust my contact lens because sometimes everything goes a bit blurry and I can't see shit. There we go. Yeah, so Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira, 2 great strikers, and I'll say this, it's a better fight than Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira, and I'll explain why, right? Of course, magnitude, star power, legendary names, resumes, yeah, that's what Jon Jones brings, also what Alex Pereira brings, to be fair, but I've said this a million times, so this won't be a shock. There would have been a really good chance that Jon Jones would have just taken down Alex Pereira. Pardon me, it's early.
Absolutely amazing. I'm leaning towards Alex Pereira here to get it done against Cyril Gane. I think he's going to be too much on the front foot, track the cage. I don't think Cyril Gane's going to be used to a guy with the skill level of Alex Pereira. He's never fought someone with that ability in his life. And Volkov has good technical ability on the feet. And he beat Cyril Gane in their last fight and did very well on the feet against him as well. So when he finds someone who can really cut off the cage like Pereira and really punish him, Gane hasn't got the first round finish ability that Aspinall does to make him a threat to a guy like Alex Pereira. He also doesn't really have the offensive wrestling game to make him a threat to a guy like Alex Pereira either. He could get it done. He has good backwards movement. He floats around well on the back foot. He does it better than Jamal Hill, if we're being honest. Gane is one of the rare heavyweights that actually really does have a good technical base for the heavyweight division. He just lacks that KO power and lacks that ability to just nuke someone in the first 2 minutes. He's never really been able to do it throughout his entire career. And I would, off the top of my head, I can't think of a time that Gane has got a first 2 minute of the fight finish like a guy like Aspinall or Ngannou has. But Pereira should win this one, I think. Chewing up the leg, landing shots upstairs afterwards. And this is a wicked fight. Winner will take on Tom Aspinall for the belt. And that's an amazing future fight as well.
I feel like they missed the mark, not only with adding Cyril Gane, and that feels like a last-minute replacement to me, but the fact that they are diminishing the ability for Alex Pereira to win a true, undisputed 3rd belt in the UFC. If he wins that belt, he's only an interim, so it's like winning 2.5 belts, because it's not truly the undisputed. And to me, it felt like the biggest thing they could have done on the White House card. Look, forget Conor McGregor. Let's just take him off the board. If they would have put Ilya and Islam together, you'd have somebody going for triple belt status. And then you also have Alex Pereira going up to fight Jon Jones, triple belt status. Those could potentially be undisputed. We could figure out a way. But to me, this feels like a big letdown because, look, I'm not mad at the main event. I want Justin Gaethje to get his fair shot. And I think it's good that Ilia Topuria defends his belt before he moves up. But when you're talking about how they sold this fight and how they've been promising all this stuff, it felt like they were going to have to bring, you know, I'm going to date myself a little bit. They were going to bring Rumble Johnson back from the dead to fight on this card, you know?
In my opinion, Jon Jones is worth $30 million. If Conor Benn, with all due respect, is getting 15 to fight Regis Prograis in a catchweight fight, Jon Jones is worth 30 and Conor McGregor is worth 75. If that's the market value now, if that's the ceiling, then them dudes are worth a hell of a lot now and because of everything they did over the past 10 years or so. Like, Conor Benn, Jon Jones ain't the same as far as drawing power. I'm sorry. And as far as resumes. So what they've done now is that's the new number. Because all these fighters, the top ones are saying, wait a second. And they're saying, yeah, you can have that number too. So I think they took these guys for fools or something like that. Because I can guarantee you they're going to come with that number to Conor McGregor and he's going to be like, what? Are you kidding? I could almost tell. I'm not even in the meeting, and I can tell you this is going to happen. I think Conor Benn himself would agree with me. Would he not? Just in terms of what they've done and who they are and their track record and drawing power.
Tom Aspinall.
Wow. Well, my reaction to that, and this is going to probably be crazy to a lot of people listening, but why is the UFC not giving Jon the respect he deserves financially? That's crazy to me. Well, if anyone should be getting paid a lot in this sport, it should be Jon Jones for the stuff that he's done, and that's me. That's me saying that.
Yeah.
After the history that I've had with Jon Jones.
Are you surprised they're not giving it to him?
Well, they offered him 30 million to fight me, so why have they not offered it again? I don't understand.
And you're probably a $25 million fighter.
I would hope so, but those guys who be talking about Conor McGregor and Jon Jones and guys like that, like they bring in the other guy. Those are the guys who brought in the revenue for over 10 years. They need to be getting paid what they deserve, in my opinion. Oh, I think the guys need to get their money ready for my fight. If we're talking about 25 million.
And when you're Jon Jones and you're 37, you're 38 years old, and you're coming out and you're saying, like, I can't do this, and I've got arthritis, and I got these problems in my hips, and it's just a tough spot. And I feel for him. He wanted on the White House card. To our knowledge that we've been given, and I understand that things are kept, but from our knowledge, that was all that he asked for. He did not come in with some $30 million price tag or something ridiculous, and I imagine there was a little bit of a pain in the behind the scenes, but he had still made an ask, and he's doing a number of great things. And a guy that he smoked in 4 minutes got the opportunity. I mean, I could feel for Jon in that spot. It's it's a lot more complicated than you might think. Then you're going to tell me you're not going to put him in the interim? Like, does that sound right to you? Jon Jones fighting for the interim championship. Does that sound right to you? No, I don't think that you'd have done that. And you could have packaged it. You could have sold it so it's an interim title because Tom's out, and then that's we've got a guarantee that we got a 2-fight deal, and Jon's guaranteeing us that he's going to go into Tom. I mean, it's one of these tough things. Look, if Jon's demands were not met. And by the way, I don't take a pleasure in this. I got to tell you, I'm not being my usual self. I come to you quite the opposite. But here's the cold hard truth. If Jon Jones's demands are not being met for the biggest fight in history, they're not going to be met for the non-biggest fight. If Jon Jones could not get a title fight on the biggest show in history, he's not going to get a title shot on a different show in history. If Jon Jones could not get the main event, he's not going to get it on a different event. And for his greatness, that's tough. I don't think this is the way that he wants to go out. I don't think this is the way that he wants to retire. But there's simply, with the evidence that we have, there's no other way to interpret this